Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Fossil Cup, showcasing some more fun battles featuring Pelipper! Pelipper on team number 2 from my top 3 best teams for the Fossil Cup. I think team number 2 was the one I was most excited to try out, guys, when I was team building for the Fossil Cup, and that's just because I recognize that all 3 of these Pokemon have some very, very good play in the Fossil Cup meta. And Pelipper proves to be quite the lead option in this meta, guys. It is amazing. You find that you are often winning lead or doing very well in edging out neutral matchups, guys. And of course, speaking of neutral matchups, if you're met with one, you're going into Stunfisk, as Stunfisk will be serving as the safe swap. So this being a classic ABB style team, you're swapping out on those neutral or losing leads into Stunfisk. And Stunfisk is so OP that even with a type disadvantage, it can often grab health or shields for you in the battle. And also, completing this team will be Registeel in the back to close the game strong. Registeel by now needs no explanation. It is about as overpowered as a Pokemon gets and performs very well when shields are down, because you definitely want to preserve your shields for Pelipper. But without further ado, before we dive into the featured set of the video, we're starting things off with some bonus battles that I thought were tons of fun. And here we go, pick up a Pelipper mirror matchup on the lead. So what we want to do is, we are going to have to swap out at some point, but we're going to look to chip some health on this opposing Pelipper, and we will look to tank a Weather Ball in the process, as they are not throwing immediately. They're over farming by quite a bit. So we kind of need them to dump their energy, because we don't want to go into Stunfisk, and if they continue to over farm, we're just going to go into Registeel. And yeah, we're going to go into Registeel here, because we can't come in on a Pelipper with loaded energy with our Stunfisk. And they meet us with a Lucario. Excellent answer to Registeel. So the beauty of this team is, if you need to, you can safe swap Registeel, because between Zap Cannon and Focus Blast, you will absolutely grab shields or one-shot some things in this meta, guys. And right here, guys, I had to speed up a massive lag spike to nearly 4 times speed. So if you saw Registeel's arms going crazy there, that's because I had to speed up the lag spike to get through this battle, guys, for you. Or else we'd be staring at Lucario and Registeel for almost 30 seconds or so. But they do take us out. That, of course, is a losing matchup, and we do still have a shield advantage. And going to look to get rid of the Lucario here. And we will make an aggressive play into Stunfisk, as we're thinking Stunfisk up a shield can beat just about anything in this meta. And they meet us with a Poliwrath. So we've got to play this carefully. I was feeling a little gutsy, and we called the bait. Holy smokes, making the calls in the Fossil Cup. And we will start to shield from here on out, as we really do need to get off a Earthquake. Earthquake plus Rod Slide is enough to take out a Poliwrath in the Great League. So we're going for the Earthquake right here. And oh, they let it go. That is amazing. We can now just go Rock Slide from here on out, because although resisted, Poliwrath is definitely within Rock Slide range. And we do grab the shield there. We have to be careful for a catch. So if you notice, when we threw that Earthquake, we waited for them to throw a Mud Shot, making the catch impossible, because them catching a move at this point is lights out for us. So we make an aggressive play back into Pelipper. I was looking at the health on that Poliwrath, and I'm thinking it's in farm down range. So we're going to get rid of this opposing Pelipper and farm down with super effective wing attacks. Pelipper closing the game strong on low health. You love to see it. That's going to be a good game. Well played to our opponent. Team number 2 was quite powerful, guys, and if you have these 3 Pokemon, I would highly recommend giving it a try. And here we go, picking up a positive matchup against Swampert here. The reason why it's a positive matchup is because we can hit Swampert for neutral damage with our Weather Balls, and we are resisting their Hydro Cannons. And we are double resisting the Mud Shots, making this a very good matchup for Pelipper. And the neutral wing attacks really add up, as Pelipper is quite attack weighted. So going for Weather Ball number 1 We will need a couple to take out the Swampert, and we will tank these Hydro Cannons. Pelipper can comfortably tank a couple of Hydro Cannons, no problem. They do need 3 to KO, and they do outpace us. It takes us 5 wing attacks to get to our Weather Ball. Every time there is no alternating. It's just 5 wing attacks every time. So we will shield up this next Hydro Cannon and look to farm down the Swampert as they make a play into Registeel. So what we're going to do is chip and go into Stunfisk. It's kind of annoying that they did get a lock-on through, so they will outpace us to the Focus Blast, and I do believe we end up shielding here to get rid of the Registeel. We, of course, can hit this Registeel for massive super effective damage, and because we chipped with that Weather Ball, this Earthquake should just about KO the Registeel, and it does, as we say bye-bye to the Tin Can Man, and they do bring back in the Swampert, and we can definitely tank a Hydro Cannon. It does hurt, but we do live it, no problem. We're in the high red, and they've got a large tanky spider and remaining on their team, so gonna go for the Rock Slide. Gonna chip away at the large tanky spider known as Araquanid, and they are running Infestation. Very interesting. Gonna go for another Rock Slide and do some decent super effective damage. Of course, you can never tell that damage to Araquanid is super effective as it is quite bulky. So at this point, we're not going to toy around with our food. We're going to show them our Tin Can Man and force the top left because that Araquanid had 0 chance of winning that game. And we do get the top left. So that's going to be a good game. Well played to our opponent. I always have tons of fun using Pelipper. Brings me back to the glory days before they decided to nerf Weather Ball, but it is still quite strong as we win lead on a Lucario. They swap into a Jellicent, and we come in with our Registeel. And they did get ahead by a bubble, so they will outpace us to the Shadow Ball, and we tank that, no problem. Because we're behind on energy, it's not worth it to start giving up shields. We're just going to try and do as much damage and grab as many shields as we can with our Registeel. And we know that we do tank another Shadow Ball. That is just how bulky Registeel is, and it is yet another Shadow Ball. That is insane. Registeel, so OP, hanging in here long enough to get to another Zap Cannon. And this could grab the last shield, and it does. That is amazing. This is the power of Registeel, guys. We have a 2 shield advantage, and we are looking pretty good. We came in with our Stunfisk, and they blind swapped back into their Lucario. I think that might have been a big misplay on their part, guys, but we're taking full advantage of it, guys. We go for that Weather Ball, and that does quite a bit to Lucario, as Lucario is about as squishy as a Pokemon gets. It might actually be squishier than Pelipper, and that is saying a lot as we do shield up the Shadow Ball there. That's a very good shield. Our Pelipper is still very healthy. We don't want to let our Pelipper go down. We don't know what they have in the back. We know that Pelipper has a lot of decent play. They do bait us with a Bubble Beam. That is unfortunate. So we're going to go for the Hurricane, and because we've been debuffed, it doesn't quite KO from this health range. So switch timer's up. So we're catching the Shadow Ball. We are not losing our Pelipper, guys. Pelipper is far too valuable in this meta, and we catch that Shadow Ball on our Stunfisk, making the plays in the Fossil Cup, guys. You love to see it, and they do have a Whiscash. We definitely live a Mud Bomb from this health range long enough to get to an Earthquake, and we definitely needed this chip damage, guys. Getting this Earthquake off is huge, as it does tons of damage, and it essentially puts the Whiscash within Weather Ball range, and we were just a couple of wing attacks off from the Weather Ball. And this is going to absolutely be sending the Whiscash packing. And the Jellicent is just about done as they top left, guys. Holy smokes. Team number 2. Super strong in this meta. That's going to be a good game. Well played to our opponent. Had to start it off right with some fun bonus battles. As we move into the featured set of the video, we are met with a Whiscash, another positive lead for Pelipper, and they make an aggressive play into a Skarmory, and we go into Stunfisk. Now, guys, if I'm going to nitpick a little bit, ideally, Registeel is the best answer to a Skarmory. But, guys, that is quite a bit of nitpicking there, I must say. As we all know, Stunfisk absolutely dominates Skarmory. So we're just going to play this out here. All you do is go for these rock slides. You do need a few of them, as they do only hit Skarmory for neutral damage because it is part steel. And we, of course, tank these sky attacks, no problem. And we're fine getting our health low, knowing that they have a Whiscash on their team. So we do want to overload a little bit, guys. So we're overloading, anticipating a catch, and they tried to catch the rock slide on their Whiscash. Not going to let that happen. No way, Jose. They're catching an Earthquake for their troubles, plus a Weather Ball, courtesy of Pelipper, as our switch timer was up as well. Gonna go for this Weather Ball, and it does chip quite a bit on the Whiscash, and they will definitely get to a potential Blizzard. So there's no reason not to throw the Blizzard here, so we will absolutely shield this, and that is a good shield right there as we do farm down. So we now have loaded energy, and they've got a Lapras in the back, so that's pretty good. It's good to see the Lapras here, because we're taking neutral damage from these ice shards, and holy smokes, guys, they let that hurricane through. Oh man, so many battlers who play Pelipper love to bait with that Weather Ball, and sometimes it pays to just not play the bait game as we go for a Weather Ball and nearly taking out the Lapras. Holy smokes, Pelipper putting in the work, holy smokes. And we definitely tank a Surf. And they make an aggressive play back into that Skarmory, trying to get to that Weather Ball, but can't quite get to it. But we are looking to be in good shape here, guys. I don't know what they're holding on to those shields for dear life, guys. They have not shielded anything as of yet in this battle. I don't know what they're doing, but we're going to go for one more Rock Slide just in case they want to go down with the ship and fight the good fight. So right here, we do show them Registeel, and they're thinking about it, and yeah, they realize it's a lights out for them, guys, as they do concede the match. Registeel closing it strong. That's going to be yet another good game. Well played to our opponent. Pelipper on team number 2 from my top 3 best Fossil Cup teams was amazing, guys. And here we go, picking up yet another positive lead in Shadow Swampert, and they make an aggressive play into Lucario. So we're staying right here, guys. Holy smokes, they've got 2 amazing answers to both of our Pokemon in the back. Pelipper's going to have to put in the work, and holy smokes, guys, they let that Weather Ball go through. I think that they were underestimating the power of Pelipper, guys. I don't know if they knew how hard Pelipper hit, as we do shield up the Shadow Ball. And they come in with Ferrothorn. So we're going to come in with our Registeel, taking advantage of the misaligned switch timers. We're thinking we will have just enough time to get off a Focus Blast and farm up a little extra for the Swampert. So go for the Focus Blast. They absolutely 100% have to shield this. That would be lights out for the Ferrothorn. Expecting the Swampert to come back in as their switch timer is back up. And going to look to go for a Focus Blast. It is not worth it to go for the Resisted Zap Cannon just to get that debuff, guys, because you will either do loads of damage or grab a shield. Either one works to your advantage. So we do go Focus Blast, and they do shield. We know that our switch timer is coming just about up, and we're not letting them farm us down, guys, because the more energy that you let Swampert farm, the lower your chances are of winning the game. That is just the nature of playing up against Swampert. Doesn't matter what meta it is in, and they do get to another Hydro Cannon. That is quite all right, guys, because we do get to this Weather Ball. And this is a Shadow Swampert, so that means we're saying bye-bye to the Swampert. And all they have left is that Ferrothorn. It is still relatively healthy, so we're going to look to chip with a Resisted Weather Ball. This will do just enough chip damage to put it in about right within Earthquake range, I should say, for Stunfisk. So I think we wait the switch timer, try to get a little cute here, but they got a refund, guys. Holy smokes, we would have caught a Power Whip on our little Reggie, but the game didn't allow it as they get the refund. That is okay. It's not going to save him. The refund will not save this Ferrothorn from this Earthquake. That is inevitable at this point. So we do tank 2 Power Whips, no problem, and we will shield up the next Power Whip. as we are now at the Earthquake, and this is going to be lights out for the Ferrothorn. This was a fun back and forth battle, guys. They had two amazing answers to both of our Pokemon in the form of Swampert and Lucario, as we say bye-bye to the Ferrothorn. Overcoming a tough team comp for ours. That's just the power of team number 2, guys. That's going to be a good game. Well played to our opponent. It was so nice being able to use Pelipper again. I don't think I've used it since the Holiday Cup, I believe, a little while back. But here we go. Registeel lead, terrible lead going into Stunfisk. And they meet us with a Quagsire. So, I'm thinking the RPS phenomenon struck again here, guys. Because if they swap in something like this, it is very, very likely that they have another Mud Boy in the back. Could be Whiscash, could be Swampert. It just makes sense on a Registeel lead, guys, because Registeel protects the Mud Boys from the grass types. So I think when they show us the second Mud Boy, it is an instant top left because this is a Mon for Mon hard counter. We do shield up the Stone Edge here and gonna look to just get rid of this Quagsire with a Hurricane. And we say bye-bye to the Quagsire. Gonna aggressive swap into Registeel. And not too long after, we top left this, guys. That is an impossible team to beat. A Mon for Mon hard counter does take out team number 2. That's gonna be a good game. Well played. Guys, if your only loss is to a Mon for Mon hard counter team, you are in good shape, guys, I would say. And here we go, picking up another Swampert lead, guys. Team number 2 loves to see the Swampert leads. It is amazing as they make a play in the Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn is not a good safe swap option for this reason right here, guys. And it looks like they're running Mirror Shock as they go for a Power Whip there. Either that or they're looking to just chip us down enough for the Swampert, but I don't think it'll work out as they did tank that Focus Blast, and they do hit us with another Power Whip. We are going to farm down with Lock-Ons, and we do have residual energy. We have enough energy to really threaten this Swampert. We definitely live a Hydro Cannon. It does not KO Registeel from this range. And they definitely have to shield this if they hope to hang on to their Swampert. And what I mean by that is it doesn't quite KO, as we see here, but it does a lot of damage, and it puts this Swampert within farm down range. I don't know why they let that go, maybe thinking we were going to bait. But I do not bait on Swampert, guys. Not worth it, as you can see here. It definitely pays off 9 out of 10 times. As they do get to a Sludge Wave, as you can see, Pelipper tanks that pretty well, and they've got an Escavalier. So we just throw Stunfisk in here just to get off as many of these neutral Rock Slides as we can, knowing that Escavalier is quite squishy in the Great League. And that does about 50% of its health, and I think they saw how much damage that did. And they said, nah, we're not farming. We're getting rid of this thing here. But they are still up on shields, and we're getting pretty low, guys. I'm thinking we can farm this Escavalier down, guys. I'm thinking that's the play. Go for the full farm down. Don't even bother throwing anything. Those neutral wing attacks really add up as we farm down the Swampert as well with Pelipper. Holy smokes, Pelipper coming in super clutch in these battles, closing a game strong. That's going to be yet another good game. Well played. So as you can see, guys, team number 2 from my top 3 best Fossil Cup teams is quite powerful, guys. And here we go, picking up a Shadow Sharpedo. Holy smokes. We have entered the Spice Zone, my friends. Holy smokes, Shadow Sharpedo. Oh my gosh, this has to be the glassiest Pokemon in the entire game. I'm not kidding, guys. But it does hit like an absolute truck, guys, as these resisted waterfalls are really starting to add up on our Pelipper. And they make a play into Dugong, so we come in with our Registeel. And Registeel absolutely runs right through Dugong. We don't have to shield anything from this Dugong here. It does take us 2 moves to KO, so we might as well debuff. Both moves hit for super effective. Zap Cannon does do slightly more damage, but we have been debuffed, and we will need a second move. So we're just going to farm up to 100 energy, and this Dugong has been farming for days, guys. They're definitely past the Water Pulse, and they go Blizzard. Holy smokes. I have never seen Dugong run Blizzard. I knew that it could learn it, but I have never seen it. I don't think I recommend it. And we're going to fully undercharge this and look to get some more farm, but they're on to us, guys. They're not letting us farm. That's okay. The Sharpedo does get to a move. We're not going to shield this. What we're going to do is tank this double resisted Poison Fang, bank that energy, and go right back into Pelipper, as that is our best answer to a Shadow Sharpedo. And they do shield. That is amazing. So I'm thinking we can farm down just before they get to another Poison Fang. And they've got a Shadow Omastar. My goodness. Shouts to the spice. Oh my goodness, guys. Bringing me back to the interlude season. My goodness. Shouts to the spice for to our opponent here. My goodness. So we will let Pelipper go down. It is a Rock Blast. They didn't want to fork over the Elite TM for Rock Slide. That's okay. I don't blame them. It's just another Rock Blast. That is, of course, double resisted. Not a problem at all. And they tried to catch on their Dugong. We were not letting that happen. And yeah, they saw that it was just about done for them as they concede the match. That's going to be a good game. Well played to our opponent. And that is the team, my friends. How about team number 2? From my top 3 best teams for the Fossil Cup, guys. I'm telling you, if you happen to catch that video, I was pretty high on this team, and it was for good reason. I could see from a mile away that this team would be quite strong for this meta. Pelipper, as we saw in many of those battles, makes for an amazing lead. Guys, you win lead a lot with Pelipper. And both of our Pokemon in the back do amazingly up against the entire meta. You just really have to protect the 2 Pokemon in the back from the Lucarios and the Escavaliers. And Pelipper is just the Pokemon to do that, because it can really chip away with those wing attacks, and it gets to those weather balls with stab at a very fast rate. And Pelipper hits like a truck, guys. So, yeah, very powerful team, guys. I do hope you give it a try if you're looking to rack up some wins in Season 11 of Pokemon Go Battle League. I had a blast, guys. But, yeah, super fun team. I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching, and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.